Hello students. So today we will look into the features of the Unix system. As we have discussed in the previous class, the Unix is an operating system which is very user friendly of course, and it is character user interface. Shortly we can say it is CUI. Unix has some unique features, out of which we are going to discuss some of the points or some of the features given here. The first one is the system is written in a high level language, that is C, making it easy to read, understand, change and move to other machines. So the Unix system is written in high level programming language, so that is C programming language. So it has already, this information is already exchanged in the previous session. Making it to easy read means you can easily read, understand, change the code, and also you can move to the other system or other machine without changing any code. So this is called what you can say portability. And another one is it has a simple user interface that has the power to provide services that users want. User interface is nothing but so which is used to communicate between the user and the computer. So the Unix provides the best efficient user interface like character user interface through which you can or user can give the command. So while giving the command or executing the command, the Unix also gives some of the user friendly error messages or guides or helps. You can easily avail the help of different commands to be executed. Okay, so here is a point like it has a simple user interface. And the third point is it provides primitives that permit complex programs to be built from simpler or simple programs. So this is the best or you can say feature of Unix. So what you can do is you can create the simple program so that through the simple program you can permit the complex program to be built. So that is very important. Through or with the help of simple program, so you can go for the complex programs execution. So that is the one of the effective or efficient feature of what I can say Unix. And next one is it uses hierarchical file system that allows easy maintenance and efficient implementation. So hierarchical file system is nothing but, so you might have seen the file system in the Windows, probably say C drive or D drive or E drive or F drive or pen drive, whatever it may be. So in that drive you may go for different folders. Under that folders you may go for some other subfolders, and in the subfolders you may create or you may copy some of the files, and again in that folder you may go for some more folders. Like that, the extension of the creation of folders in the folders like that. So this is nothing but hierarchical file system. Means the user need not to create the folder in only in the main directory or say root directory or root folder. So you can go on creating these folders, subfolders, so on, and in the subfolders you may create or you can put some of the files, so whichever is necessary, so on you can manage the files. So this is nothing but one of the file system. It uses a consistent format for files, making application programs easier to write. So consistent format of for files. So file is nothing but a collection of data or information. So depending upon the content of the file, the format is going to be decided, isn't it? Say there may be a file format with docx. There may be a format of txt text file, mp3, mp4, so like that, xls or xlsx. So similarly bmp, jpeg. So depending upon the extension or type of the format, so such or the file type or file content or the file format is going to be decided. Text file format, binary file format, device file format. So that, okay, by saying the file format, so what I can decide is what I can come to know is what type of file it is. Okay, so it uses a consistent format for files. Consistent means, so once you create a text file, if you modify it, so it will remain text file only. Okay, so next, it provides a simple consistent interface to peripheral devices. Peripheral devices are the external devices which are connected to the system. So it may be printer, it may be the plotter, it may be the speaker, it may be what I can say, monitor, maybe say keyboard or joystick or scanner, etc. So using this what I can say Unix, it provides a simple consistent interface to peripheral. So simple means using simple way, using very simple way you can connect it. Similarly, consistent interface means once you connect, say for example, if you connect the printer to the Unix what I can say computer system, so consistently it maintains, it coordinates with the peripheral devices like printer. Okay, you can print your file at any time if the device driver is attached to it. Okay, so next, it hides the machine architecture from the user, making it easier to write programs that run on different hardware implementation. So most of the times the programmer or the user may not understand the hardware architecture or configuration, that is machine configuration or machine architecture. So while you're, say for example, while you are creating a simple C program, so you may have some variables to be created, to be operated or manipulated. So you don't mind about the variable types, the size of that, in which memory location those variables are going to be stored, whether the available memory is there or not, how the memory will be allocated for the integer variables or floating point variables or characters or strings, etc. But string is necessary for your program, integer is very important for your program, floating point variable is very important for your program. You are going to create the variables and you are going to manipulate the variables. So beyond that, you are not going to study about how these variables are going to be created or allocated in the memory. So it hides the machine architecture or machine format from the user, but you may create variables. So there is a provision of creating variables and manipulating variables. Okay, next one, controlling the execution of processes by allowing their creation, termination and suspension on the communication. So these are the operating system services. So generally what all operating systems or OSs are doing, the same services can be expected from the Unix. The first of all, scheduling process fairly from executing on the CPU. So we know the process is nothing but a program which is in running. So different scheduling algorithms are there, out of which time shared manner, like first come first serve, largest one, but here time shared manner. So here the Unix works on time shared manner. Suppose if 10 processes are there to be executed, all 10 process for all 10 processors fixed time slots or quantum will be given. So it may be of milliseconds, like 5 milliseconds or 10 milliseconds, depending upon how much time slice you want to make. So that time quantum is given to each and every process which are in the ready queue. So it may be 5 seconds. First 5 seconds will be given to the first process. After that, for another 5 seconds will be given to the second process, like that in time sharing manner. Okay, so then automatically, so one by one the tasks will be executed. Okay, so all these things will be done or managed or coordinated by the kernel itself. Then allocating main memory for an executing process. So allocating the memory is very important for the execution of the program. If you want to execute any program, the program has to be allocated or stored in the memory, that is RAM. Okay, that allocation of memory allocation is very important. So as you all know about dynamic memory allocation and static memory allocation, in both the what I can say paradigm, memory is going to be reserved for the variables or data structure. Okay, similarly the Unix or Unix system manages the execution of process by allocating the main memory for the programs. Okay, So most of the times you may swap the programs which are stored. So for example, if the program A is stored in one particular location, if you want to execute B, the B may be stored in the location where the A is stored. So in such cases, you need to move the program A to another location, and in the previous location of what I can say A, program A, there you need to store the program B. Okay, so like that you may go for shifting of the programs from one particular memory location to another. In some cases you need to go for swapping of the memory allocations. Okay, next, allocating secondary memory for efficient storage and retrieval of the user data. Allocating secondary memory is nothing but the permanent memory like hard disk or pen drive programs for efficient storage and retrieval of data. So retrieving of files or retrieving of permanent what I can say data like files, okay, is very important. It is depending upon the type of the secondary storage. Okay, so retrieval of user data. So user data is nothing but the files that the user create. So it may be text file, it may be image file, it may be audio file or video file, whatever it may be. Probably these files will be stored in the secondary storage. Okay, then allowing processes controlled access to peripheral devices such as terminals, disk drives, tape drives, network devices. Okay, the allowing the Unix allows the processes controlled access to peripheral devices. As I have told, peripheral devices are printer, monitor, keyboard, plotters, scanners, etc. Joystick, such as terminals. Terminal is nothing but in using which you can see the outputs or inputs. Disk drives means secondary storage devices. Tape drives, of course. Network devices. Most of the times, network devices will be there. There will be one printer for the multiple computers. So then it is called network printer. Okay. So these are all the operating system. What I can say services. So the Unix provides all these services to the user who logs into the system. I think this is sufficient for today's class. Thank you. Thank you.